30 miles per hour. As we go into tonight, we'll see mostly cloudy skies with a low down around 21. For Tuesday, we'll see partly sunny skies and a high at 34. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 30. And Thursday, we'll see mostly cloudy skies with a high of 36 for the day. Going into Friday, chances for rain and snow showers. I'm meteorologist Amanda Edwards with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently 29.
Now, radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, open phones at 11 o'clock on Focus this morning. We'll focus on the East Side Soup Kitchen with Diane Keenan. But we're going to start out the beginning of this hour talking about the impact of federal programs here in Michigan. We're going to do that with Matt Grossmann. He's from the MSU Institute on public policy and social research. And Matt, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Good to have you with us this morning. And you can watch us, by the way, on video, twitch.tv, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and all those good things. So let's talk. First of all, let's get a little overview of the MSU Institute and what that's all about.
Sure. The Institute for Public Policy and Social Research is the main outreach vehicle between the university and state government. We get to help orient the new legislators, train the staff, identify and train future political candidates. We run the main survey research center to hear from Michigan citizens and what they think. And we compile research on what state governments are doing and its impact to see where Michigan fits relative to other states.
I assume from what, I know it's a bad word, assume, but I'm assuming anyway, that the Institute is politically neutral.
It is. We also just announced our new class for the Michigan Political Leadership Program, which is half Democrats and half Republicans, half men and half women that travel around the state to learn about the state and prepare for future political careers. So not only are we neutral, but we try to play a role in having Republicans and Democrats talk to one another.
Well, what a unique concept. So let's talk about what's happening in Washington and all of these programs. The one that's passed, of course, the infrastructure bill. Others that have passed have been the bills that have put money in our pockets because of the pandemic.
Yeah, we're still spending a lot of the money from the American Rescue Plan Act, which was the one that passed in the spring. That's giving $4.5 billion to state and local governments in Michigan. And then we just got this, what will end up being a $10 billion infusion from the infrastructure package.
And the one we won't see, at least for now anyway, is the Build Back Better plan. After Joe Manchin said he won't vote for it, it's dead in the water right now anyway. So let's talk about, first of all, ARPA, the American Rescue Plan. As you mentioned, we're dealing with it right now, and a lot of communities all over the state, all over the country for that matter, have a pile of money they haven't spent yet. What's taking so long, or are we doing it the right way for a change?
Well, it was designed to be spent over multiple years, so it's not necessarily a failure that it hasn't been spent yet. But the pace is pretty slow, especially for just identifying where the money is going to go rather than just spending it. I think what has slowed it is that state and local governments are doing better in terms of their normal revenue streams than we expected, than they expected, and then the federal government expected. So this was supposed to sort of be a channel for filling in streams that were in decline, and it turned out revenue held up pretty well. And so now this is additional money.
So let's talk for a minute. That money is discretionary within the restrictions placed on the ARPA bill. The infrastructure money coming in, will there be as much discretion, or is it going to be targeted to certain things you have to spend it on?
It is much more targeted there, and it's divided into many specific pots, not all of which are spent by the same folks. So the transportation funding is pretty traditional. It goes to those regional authorities to spend on things like roads and bridges. Some of the newer funds, like the broadband infrastructure, have a little bit more discretion, but still, most of them are money put into existing channels that already had kind of decision-making structures. So the infrastructure bill will not be, here's a check and you get to decide how to spend it. It'll go through those normal decision-making channels.
And when realistically can we expect to see that money and some of that work begin?
Well, I think you're going to see it as soon as next transportation season, not because they'll have allocated it all and spent it, but because a lot was being held up in anticipation of this bill passing. And so now that they know that the money is going to come in to refill, they'll be more willing to spend the money on the projects that were already in the pipeline.
So what should we expect to see here in Michigan?
Well, I think you'll see, first of all, this is going to trickle in over an extended period. So we're talking 5 to 10 years, most of this infrastructure funding. But it is going to mean that there's more money for all kinds of infrastructure, roads and bridges, water infrastructure is a big part of it, both doing things about, say, the dams and securing those, but also drinking water infrastructure, like changing the lead pipes. So you'll see all of those projects in progress over the next few years. And
you said 5 to 10 year projects?
That's just that's over that 10-year period is when we should expect that $10 billion infusion. So it's not that they all have to last that long, but that it'll take that long to go through all of the money that was allocated.
Was the ARPA structured the same way?
No, the ARPA is designed to be allocated within the next 2 years and spent shortly thereafter. So it's going to be a much more immediate infusion.
Mm-hmm. All right, Matt, hang on. I'm going to take a break and we'll come back. We're talking to Matt Grossmann from the MSU Institute on Public Policy and Social Research. And we will be back to talk to him in just a couple of moments. Let me tell you about the fellow I've been dealing with for a long time for my insurance. Name is Tom Sureski at the Sureski Agency. And I've been an Allstate customer for since 1974, I want to say, something like that. And Tom Sureski has been my agent for quite a long time. And not only am I happy with the company, but I am more importantly happy with my relationship with my agent. Tom and his staff are knowledgeable. They're good listeners. They always provide me the advice and the plans I need to fit my situation. And that is exactly what they will do for you. They can protect your home, auto, motorcycle, RV, boat, motorhome, rental property, and classic car. They deal with Hagerty Insurance on that. In addition, Tom can provide specialty insurance for event coverage like weddings, as well as pet insurance for your cat and dog. Tom Sureski Agency also serves the business community with Allstate's supplemental health benefits. So do as I do. Shop locally with a business you trust. And I trust Tom Sureski for all my insurance needs. It's THOM, last name CRESKE, Tom Sureski. Visit his agency on Tittabawassee Road, just west of the tracks in Saginaw Township. And the exact address is 6185 Tittabawassee Road, Suite 4. And sit down with Tom, talk to him, or call him at 989-497-0300. Please be sure and tell him I sent you, and you're in good hands with Allstate, but you're in even better hands with the Sureski Agency, Tom Sureski.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting your cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com right now for free screening resources and recommendations from the American Cancer Society. Don't wait. Early detection can save your life. Go to cancerscreeninfo.com today. cancerscreeninfo.com.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now, but if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
New concerns about the economic impact of the Omicron variant of COVID are keeping stocks under pressure. Delta and United Airlines are among stocks losing ground. And there are concerns that economic growth could be weaker if the administration's Build Back Better legislation doesn't become law. Crude oil prices have slumped. Though Moderna shares are rallying, its COVID booster appears to provide protection against Omicron. Next month's World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland has been called off because of surging cases of the Omicron variant of COVID. The organization based in Geneva planned to hold the event January 17th to 21st. Instead, it is now planned for early summer. That's your report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Do you want to be a hero about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound and say Jill 50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill 50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show,
ticking down the days to Christmas, what's Uncle Joe going to get us?
Something to match his personality, like pudding or soup.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. And we're chatting with Matt Grossmann from the MSU Institute for Public Policy and Social Research. And Matt, since you spend some of your time training politicians, which I find interesting, I assume that makes you an observer of the political spectrum we're in today. You're a fairly young man, but do you ever recall the kind of rancor we have in politics today? And what do you tell these new folks coming into politics about it?
Well, we certainly are at an era of high polarization, but I think that people should realize that that reflects real disagreements and a lining up of disagreements across many different issues along partisan and ideological lines. So I don't think it's something we should be inherently afraid of. That is, if people know more about politics and are hearing more consistent messages from each side. It does allow them to decide which side they agree with more often. And so we are seeing all of those trends alongside polarization. So people are more likely to be able to match up their own views with one side of the political spectrum. And they're more likely to hold consistent views on policy issues across the ideological spectrum. That said, said, that there certainly are downsides in terms of vitriol, in terms of how we talk to one another, and in terms of getting things done, being able to find areas that both sides want to do something and find something that they can agree on.
So what's the role of social media in all of this?
Well, there is some evidence from the distribution of broadband and the distribution of 3G mobile access that the increasing connections that we have made with one another have enabled further polarization. And so that actually mirrors what happened with the distribution of cable television, not because people were watching Fox News and MSNBC, we're talking about in the 1980s, but just because we all used to share the same news, the same few channels, and that led to a sort of a shared political understanding, but also one that wasn't very partisan. Now we have a divide both between people who pay attention and people who don't pay much attention, a big divide. And then within that segment that does pay attention, a large political divide where people are clearly sorting themselves into the left and right. And social media certainly has played a role along with other changes in the media infrastructure.
And the divisiveness is not only between parties, but within the parties.
It is, but in terms of the public, you see pretty stark partisan divides and not huge divides internally within the parties. But certainly among politicians, we are seeing vitriolic conversations within each political party. I should say, though, at least at the federal level, I think people sort of misunderstand how hard things normally are. Having a Senate majority that only has 50-50, where the vice president breaks the ties is not a recipe for passing large legislation normally. Most major legislation that does passes by 2/3 with majority support from both major political parties. So in the past, most legislation has looked a lot more like the infrastructure bill than the Build Back Better law. And that has always required a lot of things to go right for a majority party to be able to pass with such thin margins. So I don't think that should be very surprising development.
So if I put you in the position of being a party recruiter for whatever party you like, we'll call it the Common Sense Party because I'd like to see one of those, and you're going to talk to a group of young, politically motivated folks, why should they get into politics today?
Well, we don't find that they have trouble sort of seeing why politics is important to their lives, why the policy decisions that are made in local, state, and national governments are going to impact them. They kind of come in with that motivation and knowledge. It's the trouble of sort of translating that to, well, you actually want to be involved and you can make a difference. So we actually prepared some videos from current state legislators to try to address the most common concerns that we hear, because that's more reasonable coming from them than coming from me. And so those were about the sort of balance of work and family and politics. Can you continue pursuing your other dreams and pursue politics? And so we present some examples of people who have been able to do that well. The second concern is about raising money. A lot of people feel that they don't have the resources to run for office. And so we have to share the success stories of people starting with the few people that they know and letting that network build over time. And then the third, most directly related to what you're asking about, is people are scared of the vitriol and their family facing attacks and those kinds of things. And we try not to deny those fears. We say, yes, that does happen in politics, but that is by no means the norm of people getting involved in their local and statewide races. It is something that people have to prepare themselves and their families for. So we wouldn't want anybody to get into politics without knowing what they're getting into. But nonetheless, we try to explain sort of the rare negative outcomes as well as the things that people get out of being involved in the political process.
You know, if we look at history and compare it to today, a lot of people are fearful for the direction of the nation. And we hear that from both sides, depending who's in power. And that we're going down the wrong path and it's going to destroy the country. If we look at it historically, this country, in some ways, has always been in political upheaval of one kind or another, hasn't it?
It has, and in the days that we were not as polarized between the two political parties, at the 1960s were a period of low polarization between the two major political parties, but that we don't look back on that as an era of lack of political disagreement or conflict. Obviously, there were big conflicts going on then. They just didn't take the form of Republicans versus Democrats. So now we have kind of everything aligned in this one big political disagreement between the two parties and ideological sides. But it is not a sign that we can't get through it or that we haven't been able to before.
And there has always, I always remembered it anyway, a cry for a third political party of some strength. I know there's lots of splinter parties out there, but the only one that really made some significant inroads might be Ross Perot back when. Is there room for a third party in this country? A successful third party?
Well, there is no problem in terms of getting public support for a potential third party, and we have the fewest number of competitive political parties in the world among major democracies. So there's certainly room along those lines. Where they're run into trouble is with our institutional rules and our system. We have a singular presidential election that runs by geography based on the Electoral College. That tends to be okay for regional parties that had a concentration strongly in one region, but we don't have that kind of politics anymore. It tends to be very hard in a single member district legislative system like we have for the U.S. Congress and state legislatures, most state legislatures, for third parties to be successful. So where third parties are successful in the U.S., it's mostly because of institutional rules changes, maybe multi-member districts or nonpartisan elections or instant runoff voting, any kinds of changes to the institutional rules that enable third parties to be successful. If we're sticking with the current rules, it's going to be very hard for any third party to break through.
Okay, so given the current political climate, are you an optimist or a pessimist?
Well, if we're talking about are we going to see reduced vitriol anytime soon, I think the answer is very unlikely that that's going to take place. In terms of whether we're able to continue to function and pass legislation to address current problems, I think maybe the decline has been overstated. So, for example, just in the last Congress, when President Trump was president and the Democrats were in charge of Congress, we had a whole lot of fighting and shouting, but we also passed 10 major pieces of legislation, all of which passed by overwhelming bipartisan margins. So it's not like some distant past when we were able to get things done. It happened very recently when the parties were forced to work together because they weren't in charge of the whole system themselves. So I'm an optimist in terms of our ability to get things done over time, but certainly it's not going to look pretty along the way.
It's an interesting observation. I'll give you one more question here before I let you go. And you mentioned, when you have both parties in charge, you don't have singular control. They tend to work together because they have to. Typically in midterms, the party in power loses some of its clout. That's likely to happen in 2022. Will we see a coming together after that? If that were to happen, if the Republicans take back control of one or both houses, and while President Biden is still in office, are we likely to see more progress?
We could, but it's not clear that you'll hear about it as progress. So like I said, the last couple of years, you didn't necessarily see that as a bipartisan kumbaya moment. They weren't acting like that, but they were passing bills behind the scenes together because they had to, and there were major catastrophes to address. So it's actually sort of a sad phenomenon that actually when you don't hear about it, it's actually more likely that you're seeing bipartisan agreement and you're not seeing a lot of vitriol. So when the parties can come together, they tend to do it and not make a lot of noise about it. It gets less media attention because there's less fighting and there's less to cover as drama. But that doesn't mean that that's not potential progress. I still think we should celebrate it when it comes.
Well, Matt, I want to thank you for spending some time with us this morning. Matt Grossmann from the MSU Institute for Public Policy and Social Research. I'll have to do it again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye-bye now. Matt Grossmann, we thank him for his time this morning, and we always have interesting conversations with him. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have open phones for the remainder of the program through 11 o'clock, and we will be back to do that in just a little bit. Let me take time to tell you how to get more for your money if you're thinking about buying a car. Time to think Thalen Kia. Thalen Kia is located on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Kia combines style, safety, plus dependability with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, and it's included on every new Kia. And no one makes that dependability more affordable than Thalen Kia on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. During the year-end event, you can get more value for less in a new Kia Rio S5 door. Buy your new Kia Rio S5 door from just $236 per month with nothing down for 84 months. Time to think Thalen Kia, Euclid Avenue in Bay City, getting you more for your money because it's the right thing to do. Plus taxes, state, and dealer fees, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. See Thalen for full warranty details. Included 500 Kia customer cash rebate. APR 3.9% on approved credit. See Thalen Kia for complete details. Deal ends September 31st, 2021. Shop online at thalenkia.com. And we will be back right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW.
The Whatever Loan with no credit score limit at Members First Credit Union is back. Whether you want to give your family the best holiday season yet or finally catch up on some of those bills, the Whatever Loan is here if you need it. Visit mfcu.net to learn more, apply online, or schedule an in-branch appointment. If the Whatever Loan doesn't meet your needs, Members First has other lending options available. Members First Credit Union. Must be eligible for membership. Some restrictions may apply. Equal housing opportunity. Federally insured by NCUA.
Important part of a retirement plan.
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
I am so ready to go back to work.
I just need a chance.
So where do I start?
MidMichiganWork.com. Moorbark is now hiring with operators and other skilled positions. No training? No problem. Apply for Moorbark's welder training program and earn while you learn. For more details on this position, other local companies that are hiring, and how to apply, go to MidMichiganWork.com. That's MidMichiganWork.com.
Now you can tell it's fall, huh?
Yeah, cooler days.
And leaves changing color.
Kitchen's becoming beautiful.
Yeah, kitchen's become... Wait, what was that?
Well, fall's the perfect time to upgrade our kitchen.
What makes you say that?
Our kitchen and the Wilsons.
This is pretty spectacular. Who'd they hire again?
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery.
Let Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom Center help you create the perfect space for your home. From imagination to completion. Go to premierkitchenandbathgallery.com to get started. Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom. Get inspired.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen temporal scanners available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at exergen.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Today's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Super Cute in Freeland. You are going to get a $25 gift certificate to Super Cute for only $12.50. That's half off. Super Cute is a home decor and gift shop in Freeland. The store features trendy clothing, holiday decor, and giftable items, and so much more. Your half-off deal to Super Cute is waiting on you at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones right up till 11 o'clock now. Saginaw Bay City, 989-752-6111. Toll free, 866-790-WSGW. That'll put you in touch with us, and we'd love to chat with you about whatever's on your mind. We've got a number of things to bring up, but before I get to that, I just want to reiterate what I said earlier this morning. A great big thank you to all of you who expressed concern about my health following a traffic incident last week. And we're doing all right. We had, and I'll fill you in as much detail as I can on my condition. We're not going to talk about the accident. That's history. We're not going to talk about it. But I have what was described as a displaced fracture of the sternal. I never heard it called a sternal before, S-T-R-E-R-N-A-L, but in the CT reports and the reports I read, that apparently is the entire chest protective area, the sternum and the ribs. And I have a displaced fracture of the sternum within the sternal area. That makes sense. Self-healing, they say 6 to 8 weeks, total recovery. And I can feel it getting better all the time. But there is still some soreness, you know, and what's interesting is that the very devices that save your life or save you from greater injury are the devices that cause the injury. Airbags and the seatbelt. I have, for example, a bruise from the seatbelt, and the force of the airbags, they say, is what does the damage to the sternum. So, you know, on the one hand, you're very, very grateful that all of these things work the way they were supposed to work. On the other hand, you wince every time you laugh because it hurts. So what can I tell you? But again, thank you to everyone who expressed concern. I really, really appreciated the texts, the emails, the calls. It was very, very nice of you. And a hats off. You know, we are blessed in this area. We are blessed in Saginaw with 2 major medical facilities and in the region with 4. And they all do a great job. Now, I found myself at Ascension, and I'm sure that the care at Covenant and My Michigan and McLaren Bay would all be the same. But they took exceptional care of me, and I really appreciated their efforts and their concern and the quality of the work they did and the quality of the people. I'll tell you what, when you're in an ER and you know that they're dealing with COVID and all of these other things, and to see their spirits and how they deal with you was amazing. These frontline healthcare workers are to be applauded. I mean, absolutely spectacular the way they took care of me and dealt with me as a human and as a person. So my hat's off to the Ascension ER staff and the docs that I came in contact with. And I appreciated all of their efforts. So I just wanted to pass that along and say thank you to everyone and move on from it. I mean, it's history. It was, you know, last week. So while I'll suffer a little soreness for a while, it's time to move on to something else. And that's why, by the way, I came back to work right away, because I wasn't going to just sit down and sit around and mope. And, you know, that doesn't make any sense to me. I can't do that. I have that purpose. I got to do something. So here we are, raring to go. And as I mentioned, we have a lot of topics to talk about. There's a lot happening. We will get to those right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW.
For hungry and homeless people, Christmas time is just a reminder of what they don't have: home, food, or hope. Rescue Ministries knows that real change often begins with a meal. A holiday meal that costs as little as $2.17 for someone who is hungry could be the start of a new year of hope. Help turn life around for someone with a hot Christmas meal and warm making a donation at r3monline.org. Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. There's no place like home unless you don't have one.
Give yourself a bright future for 2022 and beyond by choosing a top-rated Medicare Advantage plan. Blue Cross PPO received a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, and Blue Care Network HMO received 5 stars, Medicare's highest star rating. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Star ratings are calculated each year and may change from one year to the next. Medicare Plus Blue and PCN Advantage are POS and HMO plans with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Medicare Plus Blue and PCN contract renewal.
Shop Mattress Firm's year-end sale and put an end to junk sleep. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $4.99 value. Or shop top-selling brands and get up to 50% off select mattresses, like Sealy twin mattresses starting at $224.99, or Serta twin mattresses at $349.99. And shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Give the gift they want this year. A new iPhone 12 to $479. Pure Talk gives you great prices and great 5G coverage with unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. The average family saves over $800 a year. Just dial pound 250 and say Jill 50, and you'll save 50% off your first month and save on a new iPhone. Dial pound 250 and say Jill 50. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
Michigan Wolverines football is on WSGW.
Donovan Edwards throwing deep down the sideline. He's got a receiver wide open. The trick play. It's a house call for Michigan. Touchdown. Hassan Haskins. Touchdown. Hutchinson. Sack. 2021 Michigan Wolverine football team is your Big Ten champions.
It's to the college football playoff semifinals for the second-ranked Michigan Wolverines, who will face number 3 Georgia in the Orange Bowl. Tune in for coverage on December 31st, starting at 6:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Forward Energy, Big East Sports Grill, Wolf Files, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Schaefer and Beerline, Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, Lingo Equipment Company in Saginaw, and Medicare Choices of Saginaw. It's Michigan and Georgia in the college football playoff semifinals, live December 31st at 6:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW.
The Wolverines play on WSGW. It's Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show for this Monday morning, Christmas week. Hope you're ready for it. Get to the phones in a moment, but I just want to mention that with COVID-19 re-engaging, if you will, not that it ever disengaged totally, Canada has reinstated some border crossing testing requirements, and travelers will be required to fill out the Arrive Can form, which requires you to confirm which port of entry you're using, updated vaccine status, and submit your COVID-19 testing. You can get the form through an app online. And a lot of countries around the world are beginning to restrict travel, including Israel. So if you are traveling this holiday season, and particularly if you're trying to go overseas or into Canada, pay attention and check the rules and find out what you have to do. Scott is in Saginaw, so let's chat with Scott this morning. Good morning, Scott. Scott?
Which I'd like to get on. The first, you there?
Yeah, yep. Now I got you. Go ahead.
Are you there?
Yes. Yep, we got you.
Oh, okay. Yep. I got two topics I'd like to talk about real quick. First one is the January 6th commission, because I see that Donald Trump went and did it again. He released that was dated January 5th that was requesting 10,000 reserve men and women to come there in lieu of all the protests that were happening. So my question is, who gave the stand down order when the president requested this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't hear Pelosi. I don't hear none of them talking about it. So to me,
well,
this is once again another witch hunt.
It doesn't fit their conversation.
No, definitely don't. And the second thing is, I wanted to continue on with the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party. Now, people like Carl accuse me of listening to one side. Today, I'll admit, everything I'm going to say is one-sided. This is directly from the mouth of Democrats. First, Jen Psaki said Joe Manchin gave a false bill to the CBO. That was false. It was horrendous. It was a lie. And then she said Joe Manchin never sat down to talk with these people at all to figure anything out. What we've seen all the meetings that the president had.
Yep.
Exactly it is. Adam Schiff, he said he had proof that Donald Trump colluded with Russia. We know that was a lie.
Okay, let's hold on a minute. I want to leave Schiff out of this and here's why, Scott, and see if you agree with this, all right? He to me is the epitome of a self-righteous politician who knows all and has nothing behind it. We've all those statements about, I have proof he did this, colluded with Russia and all that. That's so ancient history that I think it's tainted Schiff in his opinion. I don't listen to him. I never did, never will. Just wanted to put that out there.
I agree. We'll just move on because he is kind of a shiftless little shift. So we'll move on with the rest of it. Joe Biden said nobody told him Afghanistan would fall. That was a lie. He said less than 100 Americans left there. That was a lie. He said Afghanistan would never become a terrorist haven. That was a lie. He says there's a problem at the border. The people are only going to be here temporarily.
Yeah.
And again, Carl, Democrats, everything here is from the left. So I'm tired of these people lying. I'm tired of the media lying. And again, it's just sad where we're at, Art. It's really sad.
Well, that's politics. And unfortunately, in this day and age with communications the way they are, including social media, it's not going to change. I don't think it's going to get any better. The power may change.
I do.
The power may change from party to party, but the rancor and the vitriol, as Matt Grossman called it last part of this hour, isn't going to change. It's the nature of the beast. Unfortunately, it's the way it is today.
I disagree with you. I think it's going to change as Facebook and TikTok continue to go more and more left. They're going to close off more and more Christian and conservative speech. So all you're going to have is the left-wing propaganda. And then you're going to have more people like Carl. When the truth is hitting him in the face, he's not going to know it because the left-wing lie media never told him about it. And so I do think it's going to get it's going to change.
I'm not that pessimistic because this country's been around for hundreds of years and had its ups and downs in politics before. We just haven't had the types of communication we have today. But the country is very resilient, and it's proven it time and time again because basically when the people get fed up, they act. That's the bottom line.
I hear you, Art, but the only thing I have with that is there's a lot of different people here now in the Democratic Party who want the downfall of this nation. I don't want to get into slavery. That's a whole different issue.
I'm not that big a pessimist, but I hear what you're saying. All right, Scott, always a pleasure. Thanks for calling.
All right,
have a good one. Bye-bye now. I have never been a pessimist, nor have I ever been a blind optimist. And what I mean by that is I trust history. And I really think one of the failings today in our schools is I don't know how well we teach history anymore. Because if you don't study history, you are doomed to make the same historical mistakes that have been made in the past. History is a great teacher and can help put you in the right direction, point you in the right direction if you follow it. And history teaches us this country is resilient. We've gone through political upheavals before. We've gone through, serious situations. We've even gone through pandemics before. The country survives. And it survives because of its people, both right and left, and those in between who don't care. It's who we are. So again, I'm not a blind optimist. I realize the problems. I understand them. I just don't believe they're unsolvable. All right. We'll take a break, and then we will be back to close out this hour of the Art Lewis Show.
Bonnie Sewing Center is having a huge inventory reduction sale. While supplies last, get the best prices on everything Janome, Black, and Husqvarna Viking, including rock bottom pricing on long arm quilt frames, top of the line embroidery, searchers, and more, and extra accessories with every purchase like workbooks, rolling cases, and additional pressure feet, including unlimited free one-on-one lessons, which are around your schedule and never expire. It's all free when purchasing a machine at Bonnie's, the area's largest selection of sewing, quilting, and embroidery machines. Sale is on while supplies last. Hurry in now to Bonnie's Sewing Center on Wilder Road in Bay City.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
I'm Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You have the chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2022 up to $15,000. It's the Home for the Holidays contest presented by Frankenmuth Credit Union on WSGW. Enter the contest online at WSGW.com. Scroll down the homepage and find the Home for the Holidays box presented by Frankenmuth Credit Union. Your mortgage or rent paid for up to $15,000 in 2022. Home for the Holidays presented by Frankenmuth Credit Union on WSGW.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, we are heading up to the news here. CBS News at the top of the hour, national and international news. We'll have the local report for you. And then we'll be back with another hour of open phones. We'll talk to you right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Omicron cases are spreading quickly. Moderna's just announced a third shot of its vaccine increases antibodies by about 37-fold. Dr. William Schaffner at Vanderbilt University Medical Center.
The two major vaccines we're using, Pfizer and Moderna, both their boosters provide good protection against serious disease that requires hospitalization caused by Omicron.
I'm Peter King in Orlando. Long lines for boosters and tests are an indication that Central Floridian
As Omicron variant cases surge across the U.S., medical experts say those who have been vaccinated and boosted will either not get the virus or they will have mostly mild symptoms if they do.
But if you're unvaccinated, I'm worried about you. I'm worried that your risk of being hospitalized or, God forbid, losing your life to this virus is quite significant.
U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy spoke on CBS Mornings.
Democrats are reacting to news West Virginia's Joe Manchin will not support the president's Build Back Better plan, all but ensuring its failure. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar tells NBC.
We all knew that Senator Manchin couldn't be trusted. The excuses that he just made, I think, are complete.
Senate Leader Chuck Schumer announced this morning he'll hold a vote early next year anyway. Looters have moved in tornado-ravaged Kentucky. The Graves County Sheriff's Office says 5 thieves have been arrested for ransacking destroyed homes, stealing everything from methamphetamine to cars. Airlines are sounding the alarm about a possible new round of flight disruptions, not from COVID, but from 5G cell phone service. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
U.S. airlines may have to stop using equipment that helps pilots land in bad weather or at more than 40 of the nation's busiest airports following an FAA order prompted by concerns about possible interference from newly activated 5G cell phone towers. United CEO Scott Kirby says airlines have no choice but to adhere to the FAA order.
We need the FAA and the FCC to sit in a room, to delay this until they sit in a room and find out a way to do this without impacting aviation and aviation customers.
A member of the pop opera group Il Divo, Carlos Marin was admitted to an ICU in Manchester, England with COVID 2 weeks ago. The 3 remaining members of Il Divo, formed by Simon Cowell in 2004, say they'll be another. Marin was 53. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Your day starts before the sun rises. Boots hit the ground, you head out to a field, a barn, or a tractor. Of the land, you know anything worth doing is worth doing right. At Farm Bureau Insurance, we've always believed in and practiced this same philosophy. From heaving bales and weaning calves to spring seeding and fall harvests, it's all about an honest day's work. Knowing your insurance provider is rooted in Michigan offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Find your coverage in Vassar, Millington, and Mayville. Call Denny Miller at 989-823-8493.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, and only the scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Up Mattress Firm's year-end sale and put an end to junk sleep. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $4.99 value. Or shop top-selling brands and get up to 50% off select mattresses, like Sealy twin mattresses starting at $224.99, or Serta twin mattresses at $349. And shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm. Restricted by see store for details.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 31 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. Still trying to determine how to spend $52 million, Saginaw has postponed the formation of an American Rescue Plan Act advisory committee. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
If approved at Council's final meeting of the year, 10 to 15 members on the committee will provide input on potential projects or spending plans that the city could use ARPA funds on, form recommendations for a strategic funding plan with community priorities in mind, and prepare funding proposals for consideration. In a 5-4 vote following disagreement by Council at their last meeting on who should be allowed into the group, another vote to form the committee will be held tonight after a look at updates to membership requirements. Positions on currently limited to city residents and individuals who own businesses located within the city, as well as the much debated group of directors or managers of established and recognized nonprofits or churches within city limits. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
A new study from the Zebra online insurance site says road rage is on the rise following the pandemic as more drivers return to the roads. 1 in 5 study participants said the number one source of frustration is distracted drivers. Lieutenant Mike Shaw with Michigan State Police says if you encounter an angry driver, do not engage.
Everybody thinks the idea is to speed up, but it actually is to slow down. Let them get in front of you and go about their business. They continue to persist. Don't be afraid to call 911 to get a trooper to come out to your area, or a local officer if it's up in your neighborhood.
Shaw says the most important thing is to create some distance between you and the person. 64% of studies admitted to some sort of aggressive driving behavior, saying horn honking, yelling, cursing, and giving someone the non-PG finger were the actions of choice. WSGW News Time is 10:07.
Great Lakes Bay Health Centers would like to remind you that building a defense against COVID-19 will take all of us. That's why we're proud to offer not only COVID testing, but also free COVID vaccines at multiple locations. Visit GreatLakesBayHealthCenters.org for comprehensive information on locations and times near you. The only way this pandemic will end is with us. So let's all do our part to stay healthy and get vaccinated. Please remember to continue following safety measures to keep yourself, your family, and our community safe. Together, we can finally end COVID-19.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
WSGW News Time is 10:08. 1 in 5 parents believe their children have unrealistic expectations for the holiday season, while 1 in 4 admit they set overly idealistic expectations of themselves. That's according to the latest CS Mott Children's Hospital national poll on children's health released this morning. Sarah Clark is the co-director of the poll.
About a third of parents say keeping the family healthy is stressful. And of course, at this time of year, as we see those COVID numbers back up, that's a big concern for parents. And then about a quarter say planning those special family gatherings and making those special meals. It all adds up to a lot of additional stress.
1 in 6 parents rate their stress level as high during the holiday season, with nearly twice as many mothers experiencing high stress than fathers. A woman has died after she was shot by Detroit police outside a gas station. The shooting happened around 6 o'clock Sunday evening. Police say the early investigation shows the woman was pointing a gun at other people at a gas station, and when she pointed the gun at police, officers shot her. The woman was taken to the hospital but died. Michigan State Police have been called in to help with the investigation. The Detroit Red Wings season has been put on hold due to the coronavirus. The NHL and its Players Association has temporarily clamped down on teams crossing the Canadian border and shut down Red Wings until next Sunday at the earliest. The moves were done in hopes of salvaging the season amid COVID-19 outbreaks across the league. The league and union made the announcement Sunday, adding the Detroit Red Wings to the list of teams told to shut down operations. Time is running out for cities to apply for aid from an opioid settlement.
The Michigan Attorney General says time is running out for municipalities to apply for aid in 2 historic opioid settlements, which would disperse nearly $800 million to Michigan over 18 years. As of this week, 92 eligible areas had not yet initiated the registration process, including some counties. The deadline is January 2nd to participate and receive direct payments. The state formally signed on to the proposed multi-billion-dollar national settlements in August, which is with Johnson & Johnson and the 3 largest pharmaceutical distributors in the country.
When you see news happening, call the WSTW Newsroom 752-0790. It's 10:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine developing today. We'll see high in the upper 30s. Southwest winds around 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 21. By Tuesday, partial sunshine, a high of 34 degrees. Wednesday, mostly sunny and a high around 31. Thursday, we'll see some cloud cover, high of 35. And on Friday, a chance for some rain showers here late, mostly cloudy, a high of 47. Saturday, partial sunshine develops, a high of 45. And Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 38. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vluchitsky with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 30.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 at 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Open line hour, whatever you'd like to chat about at 989-752-6111. That's inside Saginaw and Bay City, inside the state of Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. We'll get back to our phones in just a moment, John. Hang on. But got an email I want to respond to from Richard, who called me out during Scott's call for not challenging everything Scott said about being liars on the left and all of that. And I need to explain to Richard and others why that is. This is an open show, and people are passionate about their viewpoints one way or the other. And people interpret things differently. And let me point something out to you, Richard. For example, in his email, which, by the way, was very well written and respectful. I have no problem with getting this email. But he challenged me on the fact that I didn't challenge everything Scott said. And one of the things he mentioned, for example, is sometimes I hear that the left are baby killers. And he went on to say these are lies. Well, you must understand, Richard, from particularly the abortion issue angle, those who do not favor abortion look at those who do, allowing it to happen, as baby killers. I mean, that's really the crux of the argument. So while you may not look at it that way, the other side may look at that as a lie. And a lot of what has happened in government lately, I sometimes think we get lied to by both sides all the time. It's the nature of the beast in politics. But I'm open to somebody else calling. You know, he mentioned Carl. Carl calls here all the time and expresses his views. That's what a show like this is about. So I appreciate your thoughts. And I appreciate you took time to send me an email. But I just wanted you to know that this is an open forum, and you are welcome to also call with your viewpoints. Wish you would. Now, John is in Saginaw. So, John, you are up. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Arthur. I see you made it through the travails of last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't ask you about the details because I didn't tune in if you did explain anything about
it. Okay, well, here's what I will tell you.
Yeah.
I won't talk about the details of the accident. That's ancient history.
I understand.
But I had what they called a displaced fracture of the sternum and it happened from the airbags and seatbelt.
Yeah.
That was it. That was my injury. So
okay.
And
well, the reason I called this morning, we won't belabor the point
that's
there.
Right.
First of all, congratulations that you're back on the air, and we missed you.
Thank
you. The second thing is a point of reference. Napoleon the First had a chief of police for the city of Paris, and his name was Mr. Fauci.
Really?
Yes. I ran across that and I thought, well, here's a real piece of trivia. So maybe it's spelled exactly the same, and
I wonder if they're related.
Well, that's
historically
it runs in the family. I think maybe. But anyway, I'm glad that you're back, and take care of yourself and don't overdo. And
Oh yeah, believe me, I've heard that message from the docs.
Yeah. Well, many more years of good service to our area. Thank you so much.
Thanks, I appreciate it, John. Thanks for calling.
Yes, you're welcome.
Bye bye now. And that opens up the lines for you. And we are moving on with life as it goes. I want to talk just for a minute. You mentioned Dr. Fauci and Napoleon's chief of police in Paris. The director, I should now say, the former director of the National Institute of Health, because yesterday was his retirement day, Francis Collins, said the U.S. could see 1 million cases per day as he leaves as the head of the NIH. He has been there 12 years as its director. He's going back in the lab to continue to do research. But he said the Omicron variant threatens record-breaking rates of infection. That's the bad news. The good news is apparently it doesn't make you as sick. And if you've been boosted, you have the booster vaccine, that apparently has offered some protection. Now, there are breakthrough cases, and there are always going to be breakthrough cases. But in terms of numbers, they are suggesting that the boosters do help protect against Omicron. Tomorrow, President Biden is going to address the nation. And apparently, from what we hear, although we don't know what, there's going to be a shift in the messaging about the pandemic. And then also, on that same vein, an appeals court, federal appeals court, Friday has allowed Joe Biden's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for larger private employers to move ahead, reversing a previous decision on a requirement that could affect some 84 million workers. It was a 2-1 decision in the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, and it's expected now that it'll get a fast track to the Supreme Court. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Al is in, we got Errol first. Errol, good morning.
Did you learn anything from the golf match yesterday? Did you watch it?
I learned that Tiger Woods is an Iron Man. It's unbelievable.
His son's pretty darn good, too.
Did you see they played one of the PGA comparison videos side by side? That 12-year-old is a spitting image of his dad's swing, his mannerisms, his picking up the sleeve of his shirt. It was precious to watch it. I mean, it was just unreal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyways, I was just curious. Get better soon, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Take care.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Now we'll go to Al in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur.
Morning.
It's nice to hear that you're recovering.
Oh yeah.
Nice to hear you're recovering. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I don't know if Biden can stand the chance of losing more people leaving the jobs because they don't want to get the vaccines. We got people leaving in droves in the healthcare and in the school systems, and they're just retiring and leaving the workforce.
Yep.
I almost think there's a recession on the way.
I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait and see what his message is. They say it's a shift in the message, but if he shifts toward closures or more mandates and stuff, I don't think it's going to sit well.
He's just a failing president. I mean, almost everything he's doing is backwards. I mean, everything. Back to last week, we had people talking about the illegal immigrants crossing the border. They look at this as helping people to come in and kind of one of these things that it's a nice thing to let them in and all this kind of stuff. I look at this differently. It's a fairness issue with me. These illegals are cutting in front of the folks who are doing the correct way of learning about the country, the history, and how to make an honest living here. And this is totally wrong. It says bad things about the country when you won't protect the ones that are doing the legal way of doing the right thing. And you're letting these other people cut in front, and some of them are bringing in drugs. So there's a certain amount of, I don't want to say this way, but I'm having a problem putting it together as a child, they're doing a child sexual, bringing people in to perform sex acts and run a sex industry.
Yeah. All right, now let's understand something. Let's understand something, Al. Well, all of that's true. That is not the major percentage. Major percentage are people looking for a better life. We know that. But
right.
But if you don't have secure borders, you don't have a country. You need to have your borders secured. And you're absolutely right. If these folks come in and jump the line, and those that are trying to do it the legal way have difficulties, it's not fair. There's something wrong with that.
It's not fair. And
however,
the other thing is,
administration after administration after administration, Democrat, Republican, kick the can down the road. They don't tackle the issue. And until somebody does, it's not going to change.
Yeah, but you're right. You got to close the border first. And Trump tried to do that. He didn't have a lot of help with it.
Yeah.
Congress didn't want to help him with anything that was positive that the country and would help the honest people that want to make the honest living and do the right thing and go about it the right way. Well, if they're going to break the law this way, what other laws are they going to break?
Well, yeah.
All this criminal activity is just bad. It sets a bad image for everyone else that's doing the correct and the right and the honest living way.
All right.
So
good enough, Al.
Yeah, I have to agree with the baby killers thing, though. You're right. We look at people that are doing abortions; they're baby killers. They are baby killers. That's a perfectly living human being that could have a wonderful life, and they're doing them in. Why can't we have Why can't we have an adoption instead of an abortion?
Yeah. All right. Good enough. Thanks, Al.
There's
have a good one. I got to run. All righty.
Thank you, Arthur.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. All right, we'll take a quick break. Lines open for you. We will be back with more. We'll get to Russ in Bay City when we return.
The fusion of funk and soul, earth, wind, and fire. Saturday, May 7th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Shining bright to see what you truly be. You're a shining star. No matter who you are.
Mightiest musical elements of the universe, earth, wind, and fire.
Do you remember when it first started? September.
Tickets start at $54. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. Groove with earth, wind, and fire.
That's the way. That's the way of the world.
Hearts ringing, soul singing, earth, wind, and fire. Saturday, May 7th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Earth, wind, and fire. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm Neil Cavuto. This is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open sharply lower as stocks and oil prices are under pressure on new restrictions to contain the spread of the Omicron variant of COVID. Travel-related stocks are among those slumping. Airlines, Norwegian Cruise Line, and Carnival are losing ground. Occidental Petroleum and Marathon Oil declined, and Goldman Sachs lowered its forecast for the economy, removing the assumption that Build Back Better will become law. Moderna is higher, with tests indicating its booster could provide protection against Omicron. Pfizer shares also have been gaining. Krispy Kreme shares are higher after the donut and coffee company raised its forecast for the year. And Beyond Meat will open its first research and development facility outside the U.S. next year in Shanghai. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, and only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
It is just before 6 p.m. on WSGW as the Sharing Hope Radiothon is about to wrap up. The goal, $50,000. Have we met that goal?
And as we sit here right now, and this total will change, we are at $54.95.
Repeat that one more time.
Over the top. $51,495 at $557 and climbing. And I'm sure that by the time tomorrow morning or just a couple hours from now passes, we'll have another number.
There's such a huge need, and the need isn't going away. And so we're so thankful for what you do. Please continue to stay engaged. And thank you for every dollar that's come in.
Thank you to our presenting sponsors of Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, of Fisher Contracting, Tim Hortons, and Martin Chiropractic for sponsoring the Hope Line all day. And to you, of course, our royal family of listeners. We thank you and say God bless you. And Sharing Hope Radiothon 2021, a success.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, and get back to our phones. Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
All this week I've heard the opiate crisis, the fentanyl crisis. There was a judge that just lifted a ruling to allow people whose loved ones died from overdose to sue a pharmaceutical company. And it's like, well, if it's okay for them to sue the pharmaceutical company, and we know the majority of overdoses are being caused by this Mexican fentanyl, why can't the families whose loved ones die from the fentanyl sue the politicians who keep the border open for the drug cartels?
Well, it's a stretch. You know the answer, but
it's not a stretch. It's direct. I mean,
well, I understand what you're saying, but it's a stretch to sue them. It's not going to happen.
Well, no, it's not going to happen, but it sure should be able to. If it's all right to sue these, I mean, because personally, I blame the junkies.
Well, here's the
If you're
thing.
gonna put that crap in your body, it's your fault.
But here's
But
the
if
thing,
we're gonna
Russ.
allow these families families to sue the drug companies.
Well, Russ,
and they should also be able to sue the politicians.
no, here's the thing. Can you imagine if we allowed people to sue politicians every time they didn't like a political decision? That's why you can't.
I'm not saying that.
Well, that is exactly what you're saying, because that's why you can't.
No.
Yeah, no, that is
talking
why
about
you
a direct
cannot sue
correlation.
politicians. You cannot sue politicians because it becomes
Well,
a free-for-all.
When they do something like this, you should be able to, I think.
Well,
this isn't just disagreeing with them. This is thousands of people dying because of their decision.
well, so is war.
Well,
You understand what I'm saying?
Another one that we don't,
Well, do you
I
sue
hear you,
politicians?
but, I mean,
Well, okay. Then that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. You cannot sue.
yeah, and I'm telling you, for what we've gone to war for ever since World War II, I'd be more than willing to let
Well,
them sue the politicians.
Yeah, but you
that
don't
too,
sue
so.
politicians. You throw them out of office. That's the way the country is
Well,
set up.
I hear you, but then we shouldn't allow, as far as I'm concerned,
Oh, you're breaking up.
people choose to put these drugs.
Oh, you're breaking up.
You aren't having people dying from using a prescription medicine the way it was prescribed.
Yep. But you're still not going to
So-
sue politicians.
Well, I know, but it's
All right.
it's a pipe dream.
Good enough. Thanks, Russ.
All right,
Take
thank you.
care.
You have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye now. And Tom is in Bay City. Tom, good morning to you.
How you doing, Art?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Hey, this border thing, obviously it's political. Now the majority of the Mexicans, you said it yourself, and I agree, they're good, honest, Christian, decent people. And guess what? The political winds are changing. They're starting to vote Republican more and more. In fact, some of these border towns have had Democrat mayors be kicked out. The Republicans are winning. Do you feel that if these Latino voters switch, that the Democrats will perhaps shut that border down tomorrow?
I don't think it'll happen. I think there is a certain, and I think Donald Trump's election, there were a certain percentage higher than normal, but not the majority. And I don't think it'll ever, to be honest, I don't think it'll ever get to be the majority. But I think there will be.
Well, I disagree. I disagree, and here's why. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. Go
The
ahead.
values don't line up with the radical Democrat agenda right now. Abortion's a huge issue with the Latino community. That's just one issue. Crime is huge. Latinos are not a monolith. They want safe streets, good schools. They don't want drugs in their neighborhoods, and they vote on Christian values. I think my prediction is this is going to backfire huge on the Democrat Party. I think that they're going to start voting more Republican. They have in the past. Second and third generation Latinos typically vote Republican. Now it's the newcomers and immigrants that are voting Democrat. But those are just not lined up with the current Democrat platform.
Well,
I
here's
think
the
this is
thing.
gonna backfire on
Here's
Democrats, I really do.
here's why I might disagree a little bit. The immigrants coming in illegally now are not going to vote Republican because they are here because they want a better life for themselves, and they see the Democrats as the ones letting them in and providing it. I think it's going to be a while down the road before they may change their views. Now, that's not to say they won't, but I hear what you're saying, but understand that their reasons for coming here do line up with what the Democrats are doing right now.
Well, and that's in my opinion, that's their strategy. But there's a lot more American-born Latinos that are starting to reconsider their support.
Yeah, then in that realm, yes. In that realm, I would agree with you.
Sure. Okay, well, I appreciate it.
Good enough,
Nice to
Mark.
hear your
Hey,
voice on the radio.
Thanks,
again.
Tom. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye now. Yep, line's open for you. We'll get to Mark in Bay City when we return here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you, always.
One of my wildfire coworkers contacted me after 5 p.m. one day. She was working with a member in a rush to meet with the seller of a vehicle she wanted to purchase. I double-checked her loan application right then. I emailed it out to her while she was on her way to the branch so that she could sign electronically. We had her check ready for her when she arrived by 6 p.m. Teamwork makes the dream work. For our member, the dream was finding a car, applying for a loan, and buying it in one day. And the wildfire team made it work.
Saving members money, providing going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. Find out for yourself. Call, click, or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
This holiday season, your COVID vaccine could be the greatest gift we get. Sincerely,
the elderly,
people with compromised immune systems, pregnant women,
people who work with the public,
the healthcare heroes, the medically ill, family, and friends. Do your part to protect yourself and everyone else. Visit michigan.gov/COVID vaccine to get started. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
You can tell it's fall, huh?
Yeah, cooler days.
And leaves changing color.
Kitchen's becoming beautiful.
Yeah, kitchen's become... Wait, what was that?
Well, fall's the perfect time to upgrade our kitchen.
What makes you say that?
Our kitchen and the Wilsons.
Theirs is pretty spectacular. Who'd they hire again?
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery.
Let Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center help you create the perfect space for your home, from imagination to completion. Go to premierkitchenandbathgallery.com to get started. Premier Kitchen Room. Get inspired.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. By phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Shop Mattress Firm's year-end sale and put an end to junk sleep. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base up to a $4.99 value. Or shop top-selling brands and get up to 50 mattresses, like Sealy twin mattresses starting at $224.99 or Serta twin mattresses at $349.99. And shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
The discussion between President Biden and President Putin was direct and straightforward.
News coverage.
Prevent Russia and President Putin from invading Ukraine.
Destroy the Russian economy if they invaded Ukraine.
Build back better.
News coverage.
To vote on a final product before Christmas.
News around the clock.
There will be a diplomatic boycott of the Winter Olympics in Beijing.
The Omicron variant.
News coverage on WSGW. You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Mark is in Bay City. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good. Go ahead.
Good. Glad you're back at the helm there.
Thank you.
Governor Abbott is putting a wall up on the border of Texas. It's going to be a couple miles long just to get it started. But the government won't let them use my tax paid for wall construction materials that is laid out and scattered all along the border. Why is it that it's already paid for the materials won't let a governor erect the wall? Why? Do you have an answer on that?
No, because they won't let anybody use that material at all. And
it's paid
I don't.
for
I
by
saw
the
that
taxpayer.
story the other day, and I scratched my head. I mean, we paid for it. Might as well get some use out of it. But they don't. You know,
Absolutely.
let's. This administration does not want anything that looks like a wall, and they don't want anybody to use that material to build what looks like a wall. And so you're not going to fight City Hall. That's the way it is. I heard Abbott talk about that the other day.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. The next thing I have is now that the BBB Build Back Better plan didn't go through at this time, they're going to pivot to the voter reforms. What I don't understand is the 2020 election was said to be the most secured election in history. Well, if that's the case, why are we going to pivot to voter reform? And can you just show me one person on TV that says they were disenfranchised and they weren't able to vote? They keep going to the drinking well, whatever you want to call it, with these same old topics.
The why is
doesn't
simple.
make sense to me.
The why is simple. When they see states like Georgia and many other states enacting voting laws that, you know, they look at them as very restrictive, but yet they're less restrictive than the state of Delaware that Joe Biden's from. It has some of the most restrictive laws in the country. They want to take a preemptive strike and try and preempt states from doing that. I don't think it's going to fly because I doubt very seriously if they'll get any Republican support for it.
Right, but just show me the people that are disenfranchised, that are just not able to vote. Just one person across America. I'd love to meet that person and show them how to go to the DMV and get a driver's license, or just help them out get an absentee ballot. I just don't get how they keep playing the same disenfranchised Americans are not able to vote. Show me one person is all I ask.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
All right, sir.
I'd like to see the money spent on voter registration, actually, and voter education. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Not?
You know,
Well,
as long as the people that are getting the right to vote are legal citizens of the country or have legal status, not like New York City where they want to allow illegals to vote, or undocumented as they call them. And I'm certainly not in
there's
favor
plenty
of that.
coming. Yeah, there's plenty across the border, so it's going to be interesting to see how this 2022 shapes up.
Good enough, Mark. Thanks. Have a good
have
one.
a great day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You.
Carol is in Sheridan. Carol, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry about your ouchie.
Oh, that's all right. We're surviving. Thank you, though.
And you don't want to laugh a lot. Don't go to a comedy club or something.
Yeah,
right?
no, I'll try not to.
My husband broke some ribs one time, and that's not very fun to laugh.
No.
I seen Charlie play yesterday, on and off. Tiger Woods is a little kid. I think he hit the farthest ball of anybody.
He did.
And they're just a picture of each other. I don't know if they try and be that, but it's a delight.
It was
There
amazing.
are better things. Oh yeah, he really is. He really is, and he seemed to have some manners. They said Tiger had terrible manners and a potty mouth when he was young, and he seemed, he was ready to shake hands and do the guy type thing for an 11-year-old child. I mean, half these guys that call you ain't half that bright as that kid. I don't think. And one of the things, and I hope these guys are ready to rock and whether to care for these drug-addicted babies because they have a terrible, terrible life. People that deal with such things. And when you have babies that are drug addicted, it don't work very well. People are not thinking, they aren't realizing how bad off some of these babies are. And who's going to take care of them? I don't see them going down to Texas and bringing back these little kids and just, had a oops and got another one. And And as far as Biden lying, I think I got the article. How many million times Trump lied? I mean, come on, you guys.
No,
You
it's
can
not
turn.
exclusive to one side or the other.
No, it sure isn't. And they only see one. You get sick of it. And I think anybody, most people have turned the station off because you get sick of hearing it. There isn't much on now, and I'm usually got things to do, so I can listen and, continue to do what I'm doing. But I think most people have turned it off. They're the same bunch, the same thing, day after day. And, can't they help Habitat for Humanity, or can't they find something to do other than spend all weekend listening to politics?
Mm. I don't.
Or help
I don't
out?
listen to politics all weekend. I can't do it. And
I
as much
can't
as I have
stand it.
to,
I mean,
much as I have to stay tuned, I just I can only take so much.
yeah, and it's the same garbage all the time. Find something fun to do, or go shovel a walk for a neighbor, or
There you go.
do something.
All
Well,
right.
yes, or make them cookies and take some old lady some cookies and make her happy. Or I don't know. These guys are just a little bit. We'll survive. Everybody will survive.
That's the
I'm
nature of the
sure.
beast today with the communications we have. We're hit over the head with it 100% of the time. So
Yeah, and they listen, and the more and more you listen, it's like they're just, I don't know. I kind of feel sorry for them, but I guess if that's what they want to do and waste their
Yep.
time, that's all right. But
all right.
okay, well,
Good enough, Carol.
Just told you what I was kind of thinking. And
Merry Christmas.
oh yeah, you well, we're hanging in there. I'm trying to get some of this stuff caught up, but you never get caught up for Christmas. It just comes.
All right. Enjoy.
Okay, you
Take
too.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. All right, we're going to take a break and be back with more. Lines open for you on the Art Lewis Show.
Give yourself a 22 and beyond by choosing a top-rated Medicare Advantage plan. Blue Cross PPO received a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, and Blue Care Network HMO received 5 stars, Medicare's highest star rating. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Star ratings are calculated each year and may change from one year to the next. Medicare Plus Blue and BCN Advantage are PPO, HMO POS, and HMO plans with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Medicare Plus Blue and BCN Advantage depends on contract renewal.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Super Cute in Freeland. You are going to get a $25 gift certificate to Super Cute for only $12.50. That's half off. Super Cute is a home decor and gift shop in Freeland. The store features trendy clothing, holiday decor, and giftable items, and so much more. Your half-off deal to Super Cute is waiting on you at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. And seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen temporal scanners available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
Michigan Wolverines football is on WSGW.
Donovan Edwards throwing deep down the sideline. He's got a receiver wide open. The trick. It's a house call for Michigan. Touchdown. Hassan Haskins. Touchdown, Michigan. Hutchinson. Sack time. The 2021 Michigan Wolverine football team is your Big Ten champions.
It's on to the college football playoff semifinals for the second-ranked Michigan Wolverines, who will face number 3 Georgia in the Orange Bowl. Tune in for coverage on December 31st, starting at 6:30 p.m. on WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Forward Energy, Big Ace Sports Grill, Wolf Files, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Schaefer and Beerline, Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, Lingle Equipment Company in Saginaw, and Medicare Choices of Saginaw. It's Michigan and Georgia in the college football playoff semifinals, live December 31st at 6:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW.
The Wolverines play on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Joe, picking down the days to Christmas. What's Uncle Joe going to get us?
Something to match his personality, like pudding or soup. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you. I see another Mark from Bay City on my list, guys. Is there a second Mark? Mark, are you there? Whoops, pushed the button the wrong way. I don't think there is a second Mark. All right. Anyway, we're heading up toward the top of the hour, but still have a few minutes to get you on and chat about whatever's on your mind. We've already talked about, and this is interesting. I said a year ago, at least a year ago, that to me, the most powerful guy in Congress right now, and maybe in politics, is Joe Manchin. Well, I could be right. He says he will not vote for the Build Back Better plan. It's a no vote, and that kills it. Now, they'll come back next year and they will vote on it, and maybe they'll change it, try and modify it. I'm sure they're not going to let him walk away without discussion, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right. Do we have another Mark in Bay City? Is that right, guys? Hello there. Somebody?
No, Art. That is Joe from Bay City.
Joe from Bay City. All right. Joe, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Art. I thought I was going to be left out here in the field all by myself.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Hey, four quick items here. First thing is, on the light side, I hope I live long enough to see Charlie turn pro, and that will be a hoot to watch.
Me too. Me too.
That'll be just something. And yeah. So enough of that. Let me go quickly on a couple other things. Mark and talked about voter registration and all that. He said exactly what I've been saying for many, many moons. I have not had one news person on the TV interview a person who said they were not allowed to vote. Now, if there's people that aren't allowed to vote, it'd be big news. And I'm with him 100%. I'm sure other Americans are too. If you want to vote, you can vote. And that's all I got to say about that. And then the other thing on Scott's call, and then you got the email complaining that you didn't challenge Scott. But I will say this, in my humble opinion, everything Scott said was based on not innuendos. And I didn't see anything there that you could challenge that was actually untrue. Now, maybe I missed something, but I think everything he quoted was actual facts.
Yeah,
so that's that.
You know, and understand, in the political world we live in, we all look at things, I shouldn't say all, because a lot of people don't, but we look at things through political glasses and we see things the way we want to see them. And
you're right. And I will say this, Art, with you, you will challenge somebody if you feel like they're pulling something out of the air. You're not afraid to challenge somebody if you feel something is really untrue and you want to know where they got it from.
Yeah, no, I try.
And one final thing on January 6th, because I know I'm running out of time, is I wish people would start thinking about what really the problem was with that. I mean, for most people, January 6th is nothing they even think about anymore. But why did Pelosi and the mayor of D.C. and other people actually allow happen? I think if you look into it, that's a real discussion. They knew there could be a problem. And again, my humble opinion, I think some people wanted it to happen just to have Trump look bad.
Well, that
that's
could
my
be.
opinion on that one.
Could be. All right, my friend.
And, because they hadn't. Oh, okay.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Have a great holiday. And
you too. Thanks.
Okay.
Talk to you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
I want to squeeze Laura in here in Bay City. Laura, good morning.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Yes. Hi. Thanks. I know we don't have a lot of time. I tuned in and I heard, a couple people saying if one person, they haven't met anybody who had been disenfranchised from. And I guess I just wanted to give it a little bit different perspective. My mother, who had voted her whole life, found herself in a nursing home. She was had Parkinson's, but there were other complications. And trying to get, number one, an absentee ballot up here, but then also, once you're in a nursing home and her driver's license had expired. I mean, it all sounds easy, reasonable, like voter ID. Everybody wants a secure voting system. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But when you don't have a valid driver's license, and then she could barely sign her name, which would have never looked like a match to her earlier name. And then for me to take her ballot, you have to have a witness.
All right.
It's more difficult
Laura,
than what.
I've got to interrupt for time. We will talk about this later, though. It's an interesting situation you bring up, and I appreciate it. Have a Merry Christmas. Okay. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye now.
Thank you. Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll take our last break. Be back to close out the hour on the Art Lewis Show.
The Whatever Loan with no credit score limit at Members First Credit Union is back. Whether you want to give your family the best holiday season yet or finally catch up on some of those bills, the Whatever Loan is here. Visit mfcu.net to learn more, apply online, or schedule an in-branch appointment. If the Whatever Loan doesn't meet your needs, Members First has other lending options available. Members First Credit Union. Must be eligible for membership. Some restrictions may apply. Equal housing opportunity. Federally insured by NCUA.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason Financial Empower Hour every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms could mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff. Sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
And that'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. And we'll be back with Focus. We're going to focus on the East Side Soup Kitchen with Diane Keenan, Executive Director, about something they have coming up for Christmas. All of that ahead right after the news here on WSGW.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Peter King in Orlando. From Florida to New York and California, unvaccinated Americans are overwhelming hospitals. And health officials say Omicron will likely put more strain on healthcare providers. Many Americans spent part of the weekend getting tested or boosters. Dr. Cedric Dark is an assistant professor of emergency medicine at Baylor University.
Now, looking at more data as it's come in over the past several weeks to months, many of my colleagues that made that initial decision to delay getting boosters, we're all getting those boosters now.
Moderna says its booster is effective in fighting the Omicron variant. Vanderbilt University specialist William Schaffner.
It would appear that the full dose creates even more protection than does the half dose. And I would anticipate that they're going to go further with the full dose of the vaccine.
Lockdowns have begun overseas. CBS's Vicky Barker is in London.
The Netherlands has become the first European country to go back into full lockdown, but Omicron's casting a shadow just about everywhere. In Ireland, an 8 p.m. curfew takes effect this evening for pubs, restaurants, cinemas, and theaters. Britain has reintroduced mask mandates, and with Omicron raging here, officials aren't ruling out imposing new restrictions as early as this week. Austria have imposed restrictions or outright bans on foreign travelers. It's going to be a long winter. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Wall Street's reaction to the COVID surge. Goldman Sachs has downgraded its 2022 forecast. The Dow has lost 650 points, nearly 2% of its value. A day after West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin appeared on Sunday talk shows to say he wouldn't vote for the president's social agenda, Senate Democratic leadership has struck back. Here's CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
In a new letter this morning, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that despite Manchin's objections, the Senate will consider the Build Back Better bill at some point in the new year. Every member of this body has the opportunity to make their position known on the Senate floor, not just on television.
Closing arguments are underway in the trial of Kim Potter, the former Minneapolis police officer who shot and killed Dante Wright back in April, we should say Minneapolis area. She said she mistook her handgun for a taser. Prosecutor Aaron Eldridge says Potter's statement that she was trying to save a fellow officer doesn't hold up.
The defendant didn't save Sergeant Johnson's life. If anyone saved Sergeant Johnson's life, it was Dante Wright when he took a bullet to the chin.
Has pled not guilty to first and second degree manslaughter charges. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
For hungry and homeless people, Christmas time is just a reminder of what they don't have: home, food, or hope. Rescue Ministries knows that real change often begins with a meal. A holiday meal that costs as little as $2.17 for someone who is hungry could be the start of a new year of hope. Help turn life around for someone with a hot Christmas meal and warm, safe shelter by making a donation at r3monline.org. Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. There's no place like home unless you don't have one.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Exergen Temporal Scanners are available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over, and at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true, and it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 31 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ian Williams. Legislation that is expected to help more businesses to the state is expected to be signed by Governor Whitmer later today. The governor, along with legislative leaders, will gather in Detroit early this afternoon to sign the bill that will put $1 billion into an economic development fund to help the state compete for future investments of thousands of jobs. Here's Republican John DeMoose of Harbor Springs.
The automobile industry is Michigan's. It's not California's or Tennessee's or South Carolina or Kentucky. This is Michigan. And so I'm glad to see that we stood up and defended Michigan jobs and Michigan industries today.
The announcement about the bill signing says the Michigan Economic Development Corporation already has several projects that would invest billions of dollars into Michigan. A Michigan man has pleaded guilty to illegally entering the U.S. Capitol on January 6th as an angry mob tried to disrupt the certification of Joe Biden's victory following a rally by then-President Donald Trump. Federal prosecutor Daniel Herendeen of Chesterfield Township in Macomb County entered the building, quote, wearing body armor, a black military-style backpack, black goggles, and an American flag mask. The Detroit News reports Herendeen pleaded guilty to entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds during a hearing Friday in Washington. The charge carries a maximum sentence of 1 year in prison and a $100,000 fine. After postponing the formation of an American Rescue Plan Act Advisory Committee, Saginaw City Council will be taking another look at it tonight. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
In Council's final meeting of the year, committee formation challenging discussion after a 5-4 vote earlier this month delayed ARPA work again because of disagreement on who should be allowed into the group. Positions on the committee are currently limited to city residents and individuals who own businesses in the city, as well as the much debated group of directors or managers of established and recognized nonprofits within city limits. If approved, 10 to 15 qualifying members will provide input on potential projects or spending plans that the city could use the $52 million of ARPA funds on, form recommendations for a strategic funding plan with committee priorities in mind, and prepare funding proposals for consideration. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time is 11:07.
We're proud to make for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Get organized and save big money at Menards. Dakota Shelving is the perfect storage and decor solution for you. Add function and beauty with our beautiful selection of pre-finished square edge shelves. Dakota comes in a variety of sizes and styles to your specific needs. Stop into Menards and save big money on Dakota square edge shelving. Plus, give the perfect gift with the Menards gift card today.
More season's greetings to you all from Menards.
WSGW News Time is 11:08. A middle school teacher in suburban Detroit could be charged with threatening school violence. Reporter Charlie Langton says the teacher was arrested Friday after workers at Jefferson Middle School in St. Clair Shores found notes.
Her surveillance shows her placing handwritten notes in teacher work areas, and those notes include a threat against the school, possibly to close down the school. Now, the school says that everyone was safe and there was no need for a lockdown.
The teacher is in the Macomb County Jail while police continue investigating the case. At least 30 juveniles have been charged in Macomb County for threatening violence at schools. A well-known financial publication is out with a list of 10 top stock picks for 2022, and one Michigan company made the cut. Here's Murray Feldman.
It's General Motors, one of the top stocks picked for next year by the well-respected financial publication Barron's. They like the company's plan to double its annual revenue by 2030. They believe GM is in position to be a leader in both autonomous vehicles and batteries for them, and they're very high on Cruise, GM's autonomous division. In fact, one analyst quoted believes that if you buy GM stock today at its current price, you're getting the Cruise business thrown in for free. That's why analysts are expecting the stock to One expects a gain of $20 a share. Others, though, have suggested it could be twice that based on future earnings expectations.
And that was Murray Feldman reporting. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see high in the upper 30s. Southwest winds around 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a low near 21. By Tuesday, partial sunshine, a high of 34 degrees. Wednesday, mostly sunny and a high around 31. Thursday, we'll see some cloud cover, high of 35. And on Friday, a chance for some rain showers here late, mostly cloudy, a high of 47. Partial sunshine develops, a high 45, and Sunday mostly sunny, high of 38. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 32.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome back. Welcome back to Focus. I'm Art Lewis, coming to you from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Focus brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. Well, it's a big week this week for a lot of folks, and it's also a big week for those who provide a lot of services at this time of year. One of those is the East Side Soup Kitchen in Saginaw, and we say good morning to its executive director, Diane Keenan. Diane, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, Art.
Glad to have you with us. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Merry Christmas.
So it sounds like, from what I see, it's going to be a Merry Christmas at the East Side Soup Kitchen. What's going on there?
That indeed. Tomorrow is our Christmas luncheon. So that is going to run from 11 until 1 o'clock.
Now, what's included? What makes up a Christmas luncheon at East Side Soup Kitchen?
Well, one thing, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus is going to be here to see who's being naughty or nice. And the cooks have a delicious meal planned. We're having fried chicken and barbecued ribs and all the sides.
Wow.
And a special dessert we're not telling anybody about right now.
Ooh.
It's a surprise.
How many, realistically, how many folks do you expect?
500, around 500.
Wow. Now, I assume since
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus is there, this is also open to children. Is that right?
That is. It's open to everyone. Anyone in Saginaw County is invited to come and enjoy a fun time and a delicious meal. We're also going to have our blessing closet open.
Well, tell us about that.
And that is where our guests are all invited to come in and to shop. The cost is a smile. And they will be able to pick and choose items they need or they want for gifts or however they choose to use the items. We have some beautiful prayer shawls that some local churches, their members have crocheted and donated to us. And we have crocheted hats and gloves and scarves that are just amazing. So those will keep you warm and give you peace. And then we also have like fleece blankets. We even have some smaller quilts. We have Christmas stockings that everyone will receive filled with goodies. We have some beautiful Christmas cards that were made from the inmates out in the Saginaw Correctional Facility in Freeland. Wow. They are amazing. Yes. Yes, I love it. They're gorgeous. The talent is unreal. It's very nice.
And again, this is what time?
This is from 11 to 1 o'clock.
And this is tomorrow at the East Side Soup Kitchen.
Tomorrow.
Tell everybody where you're located.
We are located at 940 East Genesee.
And is there pre-registration required, or is it just walk-in?
No, you just walk in, you're greeted, and you're welcomed, and you're served.
Now, I don't think you can seat 500 at a time, so how are you going to handle this?
What we do is we get the guest in, and once those tables are filled, they eat, They go into the blessing closet if they so choose, and then we'll allow other guests to come in and eat. So it'll be going from, like I said, 11 to 1, or if we need to go a little longer to make sure everyone is fed, then we'll do so.
All right, hang on, and we'll take a break and come back talking to Diane Keenan from the East Side Soup Kitchen about their Christmas luncheon tomorrow. The public's invited. We'll tell you more about it when we return.
Bonnie's Sewing Center in Bay City is having a huge holiday sale. From now until the end of the year, you can get the very best prices on everything. Janome, Baby Lock, and Husqvarna Viking. Not only is everything at the lowest price of the year, but it includes unlimited free one-on-one lessons for life. You can even sit and sew all day in their expanded classroom where expert staff is on hand to help. The service lasts forever, but the huge holiday sale is only until December 30th. So hurry in today to Bonnie's Sewing Center on Wilder Road, Bay City.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Shop Mattress Firm's year-end sale and put an end to junk sleep. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $4.99 value. Or shop top-selling brands and get up to 50% off select mattresses, like Sealy twin mattresses starting at $224.99, or Serta twin mattresses at $349.99. And shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The annual measurement, as it's called, from PNC, its Christmas price, was released, where it outlines the total cost of all the items individually and then collectively from the 12 Days of Christmas song for 2021, that it would cost $41,206 to obtain the requisite items from each of the 12 verses. An increase from last year.
That's beyond my budget. 41 grand.
I need my milk. 8 maids of milking, $58. It's the cheapest price on the whole list. $58 for 8 maids.
That's a buy.
Well, someone's got to lobby for him.
See, Charlie, that's why I enjoy the Bob and Doug McKenzie 12 Days of Christmas. I like their gifts ideas, which are golden toques and French toasts and a beer and a tree.
And much more affordable.
And a lot more affordable.
For the average person.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
It is just before 6 p.m. on WSGW as the Sharing Hope Radiothon is about to wrap up. The goal, $50,000. Have we met that goal?
And as we sit here right now, and this total will change, we are at $51,495.
Repeat that one more time.
Over the top. $51,495 at $557 and climbing. And I'm sure that by the time tomorrow morning or just a couple hours from now passes, we'll have another number.
There's such a huge need, and the need isn't going away. And so we're so thankful for what you do. Please continue to stay engaged, and thank you for every dollar that's come in. Thank you to our presenting sponsors of Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, of Fisher Contracting, Tim Hortons, and Martin Chiropractic for line all day. And to you, of course, our loyal family of listeners. We thank you and say God bless you for making the Sharing Hope Radiothon 2021 a success.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on Focus on WSGW as we continue our conversation with Diane Keenan from the East Side Soup Kitchen. Their big Christmas luncheon tomorrow at the facility. And Diane, I think, we do this every time, but I think it's important that we tell everybody the history and the mission of the East Side Soup Kitchen?
Yes, so in 2022, we will be going into our 42nd year of serving folks. We started out serving 15 guests, and now we are way, way beyond that. We're open Monday through Friday, and we're open for lunch from 11 until 12:15. We offer two ways for folks to get their meals. They can come in, sit down, and dine indoors, or they can go through a drive-through service just like a restaurant. Whatever folks are comfortable with. We have been open up since November 1st for the dining room. When folks walk in, they're offered hand sanitizer and a mask. So we're trying to do everything that we can to keep folks safe. We have our tables separated a little more than usual. So we're just really glad that the doors can be open right now.
And from from the standpoint of who you serve, these are the overwhelming majority of people in need of a home, a good meal, food, someone to care. Do you pre-qualify them or not?
No, absolutely not. Everyone is welcome. There's no judgment here.
And let's talk about funding and how you're supported.
Yeah, so again, I have to mention Hidden Harvest because we share the same building and they are such a support for the East Side Soup Kitchen. And the food that we receive through them really helps us with our budget. And we write grants, and we write grants, and we write grants. And then also, we live in a wonderful community. The individuals, the agencies, the businesses, all support us. The churches, we take donations, of course, monetary donations, donations of gift cards to purchase food, and people oftentimes get together with their friends, family, or organizations, and they hold food drives for us, so they'll bring in food.
Let's
right
talk.
now we have, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Oh, I was just going to say right now we have some businesses that have chosen to give us their hams or turkeys that the employees said no, they'd rather them go to the soup kitchen.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Instead of receiving them. Isn't that great?
Yep. We often talk about contributing treasure, but it is also important to contribute time, and you do need volunteers, don't you?
We always need volunteers, Monday through Friday. The process is easy. You can go on to our website, or you can just stop in, and we can pick times and dates that fit the volunteer schedule. There's a variety of tasks that they can choose from. Some people are not comfortable in the kitchen, but might want to be in the dining room or in the blessing closet. So yes, families, bring your church members, whomever, to the soup kitchen, volunteer. We also offer tours. So if you would like to bring a group of people together or individually, come in. I'll give you a tour of the East Side Soup Kitchen and Hidden Harvest.
Wonderful. So let's leave everybody again with a reminder about tomorrow.
Tomorrow, the Christmas luncheon with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus and an open blessing closet is from 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock.
And it sounds like a pretty substantial meal.
Yes, it is. It is.
Fried chicken, barbecue ribs. Ooh.
Yes. Yes. It's going to be really nice.
Sounds wonderful. Well, Diane, I hope that tomorrow is a huge success, and wish nothing but the best for you and the East Side Soup Kitchen in the year ahead, and hope you and yours have a very, very happy holiday season.
Well, thank you, Art. And I would just like to say that I sincerely appreciate you taking the time to speak with me and to spread the word out there about the services that we provide.
Well, it's a pleasure, and I think you know my history with Hidden Harvest, and it's got a soft spot in my heart and always will. And it's a pleasure promoting the kinds of work you do in the community and the kinds of work Hidden Harvest does. We will talk to you down the road, Diane. Have a Merry Christmas.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye now. Diane Keenan, the Executive Director of the East Side Soup Kitchen, we thank her for being with us. And we will take a break, come back, find out what's happening in the marketplace on this Monday morning.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Today's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Super Cute in Freeland. You are going to get a $25 gift certificate to Super Cute for only $12.50. Super Cute is a home decor and gift shop